Okie dokie. In this video, we are going to be doing BIT 2406 Chapter 3 stuff. So let's get right into it. So I've really just brought up this one example from the notes here about the Beaver Creek pottery, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I'm just going to, it's jumping right to the answers, jumping right to the Excel sheet. It's just going to be a nice, easy one to kind of get this Excel explanation thing started. So explaining what we have going on here. This is the example, but I'm gonna put this to the side for now. We're gonna focus on Excel, okay? So the profit per bowl is 40. The profit per mug is 50. The labor, the hours it takes per bowl is 1 hour, and the hours per mug is 2. They have 40 available hours. The clay takes 4 hours to make. The labor, that's the hours, and then this is the amount of clay it takes per bowl, amount of clay per mug, and that's in pounds. And then you have 120 available pounds of clay. Okay, and so we are trying to maximize the profit, and so the profit is 40x1, 50x2, 40 per bowl, 50 per mug, and this is the constraint on the hours, 1, 2, and 40, 1, 2, and 40, and then constraint on the pounds of clay, so 4, 3, and 120. Okay, so they only have 40 and 120, that's why it's less than or equal to 40 and 120. Trying to maximize profit. Okay, so we go to data, and we go to solver, and let's explain this a little bit with this example. So the set objective is the profit, right? We're trying to maximize, find a max of the profit. So we click on the profit cell, and we're finding a max profit. One thing I did not explain real quick, that I will do right now real quick, is the profit equation. The profit equation is C4, so the profit per bowl, times the number of bowls, and then plus the profit per mug times the number of mugs, okay? Hopefully that was clear. Just wanted to make sure that was clear. Okay. So we're finding a max profit. The changing variable cells are just the number of bowls and mugs, so B10 and B11. And then the constraints are simply the usages less than or equal to what's available. So let me highlight one more thing. Sorry, I'm out of order here. But the usage is constructed of the number of hours times the number of bowls, the number of hours times the number of mugs. And same thing for the pounds, the number of pounds per bowl times number of bowls, number of pounds per mug times number of mugs. Hopefully you get the idea. Okay, but then these are just constants here, right? So back to the solver. We click simplex LP, hit solve, hit OK, and it solves it for us, right? So it gives us the number of bowls and mugs for which the profit should be at a maximum. Now, let's refer back to this little graph here. Notice how they have graphed the constraints here. They have graphed the, let's see, 1, 2x equals 40. I'm assuming that's probably this line here. So let me use my pencil, not be a caveman here. So this one, that line is probably this constraint right here. And then the 4x1 plus 3x2 equals 120, that's likely this line here. And again, that goes back to the intercept. So like if you wanted to find the x2 intercept, you would set x1 equal to 0. Say like for this one, set x1 equal to 0. Solve for x2, you get x2 is less than or equal to 20 once you divide by 2. And so you should see an x2 intercept of 20 for that first one, which we do. So anyway, things like that. It's kind of negligible, but anyway. So once we graph these constraints, we get these points A, B, and C. And so they tested A, B, and C essentially. And it turns out that it looks like point B, the 24 and 8 combination, gave us the Z value, the max profit of 1360, and that's exactly what this solved for here. Let's talk a little bit about sensitivity report, if I can. I'm not great at this stuff. Let's see what I know. From what I've seen so far, I think shadow price and the allowable increase is the main thing they focus on. So the shadow price is like how much you can get extra if you increase by 1 unit. So like see if this makes sense. So for hours, you can, it's like per unit, you can increase your hours by 16. Does that make, no. If you increase your hours by 1, you can get 16 more dollars. And so because we're maximizing profit, I think they literally mean you can get $16 more profit if you increase 1 hour. Now, if you increase the clay by 1 pound, you can get $6 more on your profit. So then let's talk about the allowable increase. So again, if you increase your hours by 1, you get 16 more dollars. And you can keep that $16 amount per unit up to an increase of 40. So what that means is you can increase by 1 hour, or you can increase all the way up to 40 hours. And every single time you increase by 1, it's going to increase your profit by 16. Okay? But it only works up to 40. So like, how many hours did they start with? They started with 40 hours originally. And so what they're saying is you have an allowable increase of 40 more hours if, and when you do so, you will increase your profit by 16 per hour. So if you increase by all 40 hours, you would get 16 times 40 more dollars, more profit. Same rules apply to this. $6 per unit of hours, pounds of clay. So if you increase the pounds of clay by 1, you get $6 more, and you can do that up to 40 pounds of clay. So if you increased it from 120 plus 40 to 160, you can get 6 times 40 more dollars to your profit. Sorry, I'm a little rough. It's the first video of the day. I hope that makes sense. That was a good little like intro problem to do. Let's see if I can knock out a little bit of this one. I'm trying to decide if I just want to save it. I'm gonna save this for another video. That's a good little intro to chapter 3.